Ladies, 2025 is the year, okay? 2025 is the year where we are going to become the dream version of ourselves. We are going to become unrecognizable. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now today, this is a little bit of a different video for me, but when I tell you 2024 has been the best year of my life, I have achieved pretty much all my goals and I've become the version of myself that I aimed to become at the end of 2023. I used 5 steps and I followed them throughout the whole year, and I genuinely believe these 5 steps are the reason why I have achieved everything I wanted to achieve. Before I talk you guys through the 5 steps that helped me achieve what I achieved this year, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a background of what my goals were at the beginning of 2024. So I actually wrote them down on my notes app. So the first goal I had was to hit over 100k on TikTok. Check. The second one was to hit 20k Instagram followers. Check. The third one was to start a YouTube channel. Do I need to say anything? And one of my main goals was to get in good shape, and I'm going to put a before and after photo here, and I can't believe I'm actually putting this on the internet, but yeah. At the start of 2024, I really wasn't on my gym grind. I hated my body. I wasn't healthy. I didn't work out. And now I go to the gym over 4 times a week and I'm really, really happy with my body and the progress I have made. Another one of my goals was to hit a certain amount in my bank account. I'm not going to share exactly how much that is because I don't need the whole world to know how much money I've got in my bank account, but let's just say I exceeded that amount. I set an amount and it has tripled, which is just crazy to me. And that also shows that no dreams are unrealistic. Like, people always talk about make realistic goals, like make them measurable and like time bound, but I'm a firm believer in dream big. Dream so big, be so delusional in your dreams that no one would ever think it is possible, because that was me. And now look. My last goal was to refine my friendship with people who serve me and I serve them. I found that at the beginning of 2024, I had a lot of fake people in my circle. I had a lot of friends that weren't actually friends. And this year I have really, really refined my circle. I literally have maybe 5 or 6 real true friends that I see on a regular basis, that I trust, that they trust me, that like we rely on each other, and every time I see them it brings pure happiness and joy. There's no bitchiness, there's no hate, there's no jealousy, and that was one of my main goals of 2024. Okay, let's get into the 5 steps you need to do and you need to follow to become the dream version of yourself and essentially become the it girl of 2025. Step 1, closure. Closure is so important. I don't understand how anybody can expect to move forward in life, in anything, if you are not having closure on the things that are holding you back. The only way to move forward is to get rid of what is holding you back. This can be fallouts, this can be breakups, this can be unfinished conversations. This can be as simple as having people on Instagram that you don't like, having a post come up on your feed, and when you see them, you think, I don't enjoy that. I don't get anything from that. This is why step 1 is so important. You have to close that door. If it's about a fallout or a breakup, speak to them, ring them, text them, say what you need to say so that that does not need to continue and follow you into 2025. For example, if you've had a fallout with a friend, but you haven't really had that closure, you don't really know what's going on, message them and just say, listen, this is what I think. This is where we stand, whether you want to be friends with them or whether you don't. That's it. And it's as simple as that. Often when I've done this in the past, like I did this at the beginning of 2024, I had a friend that I fell out with and it was kind of unfinished business. And I just said, hey, can we call? We spoke, we ironed it out. We're no longer friends, but there's no tension. There's nothing that like it's awkward, like there's no seeing them out and it's like ooh, that could potentially hold you back because you know you have closure on that situation. The same as the unfollowing, the deleting, the blocking. If there is anybody or anything that does not serve you, remove them. You don't owe anyone anything. The amount of people I've unfollowed from like back in school days that I think, you know what, we don't speak, I don't like you, you serve nothing for me, bye. bye. Like, if you have a problem with that, that is a you problem. That is nothing on me. You need to lay the foundations for the new year. You need to think, who do I want in my circle? Who do I want around me? What unfinished business could potentially follow me into the new year? We don't want that, okay? We only want things and people that serve us and we serve them. Okay, step 2, and this is mainly to do with setting your new year goals and also to do with manifestation. I know I previously did say about how you need to be delusional, but in the same breath, you do need to be realistic. Be delusional in the sense that one of your dreams may be to have, let's say you've got 10k in your bank account and you dream to have 100k in your bank account. You can be that delusional, but you've got to be realistic in the sense that if you have no income and you have no way or no foundations of making that dream become reality, it's unrealistic. Same as if your dream is to have 500k on TikTok, but you've only got 10k at the minute. That's delusional, and I love that because that was literally me, and I think that's great. Like, be delusional, but only be delusional if you have the ability and the foundations in place to go and make those dreams happen. If you've got 10,000 followers on TikTok and your dream, your delusional, amazing dream is to have 500k followers on TikTok, that's fine to be delusional, but the only way to make that reality is to actually follow through. So it's fine to have that delusional belief, but make sure you're posting every day. Make sure you have a content strategy in place. Make sure you are planning ideas. Manifestation is a real thing. I promise you it is. But this is why you need to be realistic with yourself. Because if you are setting these delusional beliefs, which can be a great way of manifesting, I've done it myself, but you are not using any particular strategy, you're not actually doing what you know you need to do to achieve these delusional beliefs, it's not realistic. So for step 2, I would say set realistic expectations, dream big, be delusional in your manifestations and your beliefs, but make sure that with these dreams and with these manifestations, you have a step-by-step idea or at least some sort of strategy of how you're going to achieve it. For example, you've got £10,000 in your bank account, you want £100,000. How are you going to make that happen? What job are you going to get? What side hustle are you going to get? Are you going to sell a load of clothes on Vinted? Are you going to go and help out at your local store? Are you going to start drop shipping? Are you going to start a hobby like Pilates or a makeup artist or something that you've wanted to do for ages? Are you going to look into a new business venture? Dream big, but make it realistic and make sure you have the right foundations in place so you don't set yourself up for failure. Okay, step 3 is setting time restraints and limits. This kind of falls into step 2 of setting realistic standards in the sense that you need to review your progress at the end of each month. I really hate, it drives me mad, and I once did it, like I did it not last year, the year before, where you say, right, by the end of the year, I want to have this, I want to have that, and then it comes to the end of the year, you look back at what you've achieved, and you've not achieved anything, but that's because you've not reviewed it as you're doing it. A year is a really long time, and let's say you want to get in great shape by the end of the year, you need to be reviewing this each month. Work out, do a particular workout split, eat a particular way you want to eat, and then after a month or 2, review it. Is it working for you? Are you getting the results or starting to look and see and get the results that you want? And if it's not working for you, that's when you then need to make the little adjustments and then carry on and see if those changes work. This happened to me at the beginning of 2024. One of my goals was to gain more followers and gain more audience and engagement with my social media. And for the start of the year, I was finding that it wasn't really working for me and I wasn't really getting the followers. My videos weren't doing very well. So I sat back and I looked. I think this was about end of February time. And I thought, what isn't working? Okay, what isn't working is this type of content. What is going to work? What videos are doing well? And then I started to slowly and easily implement those tiny little adjustments, those tiny little changes. And boom, I just saw the progress go crazy. Like, honestly, this is why setting time restraints and making sure you review your progress and you work out if these things are working for you or not is so important. Even if some of your New Year's resolutions are habits, getting up when the alarm goes off, those little things can also be reviewed. Are these habits working for you, or are these habits not working for you? Do you need to think of new habits? Step 3 is set time limits and make sure you review your progress throughout the year. You could do this quarterly. monthly. You could do this in like April, and then you could do it in like August. Like, you don't have to do it at the end of every month, but just make sure that your strategy is working, because you don't want to get to the end of the year and think, I've achieved nothing. Okay, step 4, and this is probably my favorite step: reinvent. Step 4, reinventing, is all about thinking about the dream version of yourself. What does she wear? What does she smell like? What does she look like? How does her skin feel? Like, use all of those senses to fully manifest that dream version of yourself. What do her mornings look like? What is her nighttime routine like? Does she go to the gym? How often does she see her friends? You really, really need to get down to the nitty gritty of what you want your dream version of yourself to be, and then you can implement that. You can also think about, what does your dream version of yourself watch? What does she do? What are her hobbies? Like, I found that at the beginning of 2024, all I was watching was TikTok and silly YouTube videos, and it was filling my mind with something that the dream version of myself did not care about. I thought about the dream version of myself, and I thought the dream version of myself would wake up and listen to a podcast. The dream version of myself would read books that are actually informative and teach me something. And I really, really have done that this year. And I feel like I have progressed so much as a person. I'm not quite the dream version of myself, but I'm a lot closer now than I was at the beginning of 2024. You have to look at your current self and your dream self and really, really try to implement these changes. But going back to step 2 of the realistic expectations, if you currently wake up at 11 a.m, you spend an hour scrolling on TikTok, you then roll out of bed, put a tracksuit on that you've worn like for 3 days and it's dirty, whatever. But then your dream self, you're saying that your dream self wakes up at 6 a.m, goes on a run, goes to Pilates. Like, it's not realistic. You can't jump from the current version of yourself to the dream version of yourself that quickly. And that's why when it comes to reinventing yourself, you need to take it step by step. Let's say you currently wake up at 11 a.m. and you scroll on TikTok for an hour, but your dream version of yourself wakes up at 7 a.m. and gets up straight away and goes to the gym. You don't need to just straight away jump to what your dream self is doing, because you're only gonna fail. I promise you, it will not last. Instead, aim to wake up an hour earlier. Wake up at 10 a.m. instead. Spend 20 minutes on TikTok, and keep doing this until slowly but surely you are falling into that dream version of yourself. That really, really worked for me this year. I was just like that person. The old version of myself was waking up so late. I wasn't even gonna set an alarm. I was filling my mind with crap on my phone first thing in the morning, and I thought, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm setting an alarm at 6 a.m. I'm going to the gym. And it didn't work. It lasted like a week, and then I felt like shit. So what I started to do was be realistic about it. Right, I'm going to set an alarm for 10. I'm going to promise myself that I will only go on my phone for the first 15 minutes. And then slowly I managed to set up an amazing morning routine where I'm up at 7 a.m. I get up, I quickly check my phone. To be honest with you, one of my New Year's resolutions is I don't want to go on my phone at all for the first hour of the morning. But I understand that's difficult. You want to check your emails, you want to reply to your friends, you want to see what's going on TikTok. Like, I get it, but just try and be realistic rather than completely cutting what you don't like out and completely cutting those bad habits out. Just slowly try and take them away until they're gone. Massive part of the reinventing yourself for 2025 is decluttering, okay? This can be decluttering your room, decluttering your phone, like we previously said, decluttering your car. Is your car a mess? Is there loads of rubbish in there? Does it need to go and get cleaned? One of the main things of decluttering that really worked for me was my wardrobe. I know this sounds so materialistic, but I said to myself, I have so many clothes that I have not worn, that I never wore. So I set myself like kind of an idea of, if I've not worn it last summer or last winter, I'm not going to wear it again. And I got rid of it, I sold it, or I gave it to charity. And then I also managed to start reinventing myself in the way of new style. Decluttering can be anything. Like, it can be deleting old messages, blocking people or unfollowing people from your phone. I also love doing a big clean out of my camera roll. Like, if there's loads of screenshots and stuff on there that I just don't need, I don't know what it is. Like, this might work for you, it might not, but for me, decluttering my environment, and your environment also includes your phone, may I add, just helps you have a clearer mind for what that dream version of yourself is going to be and how you're going to get there. Step 4, reinventing your current self to become the dream version of yourself, is all about embodying the energy of that it girl, really feeling, understanding, seeing and manifesting what the dream version of yourself does, looks like, what she smells like, what she eats, all of those things. Don't overwhelm yourself with it, because if you set all these unrealistic standards, I promise you, you are just going to feel like shit when they don't happen. So that's why it's so, so important. And this really, really worked for me. Just take each day step by step. You know, those bad habits, just, you don't have to completely get rid of them, but just slowly spend a little bit more, less time on your phone. Maybe go on a walk and then go to the gym if you're not quite a gym bunny yet. Like, just be kind to yourself. Just remember, this is your life. You set the goals, you set the dreams, and most importantly, you set the strategy of how you're going to achieve your dream version of yourself. Okay, and now time for the final step, which is step 5, try new things. When I tell you I would not have achieved anywhere near the amount of things I've achieved this year, whether that be materialistic, whether it be financial, whether it be health related, finance related, career related, if I didn't try new things. Realest quote ever is life begins at the end of your comfort zone, and it really, really does. I'm just going to tell a little story about this. So I had never been to an influencer event alone before. I'd always take a friend with me, take a +1 with me. If there wasn't anyone there that I didn't know, I wasn't going. And I got invited to a White Fox event in London. In fact, I think I vlogged it, and my friend was meant to come with me, and she basically cancelled last minute because she was ill, and I wasn't going to go. Like, I said to my mum, I'm not going, like, I'm too scared. And mum was like, come on, just go. And I really, really wanted to go, and I went. And I honestly believe that if I didn't go to that White Fox event, I wouldn't have what I have now. I have made, like, Sophia, one of my best friends now, I met her at the event. I'd never met her before. I also now work with White Fox, collaborating with them monthly. Would that have happened if I didn't go to the influencer event and they didn't see me there and I didn't get chatting to some of the girls that work there? Who knows? But that is just an example of why it is so, so important to try new things. I would never, ever have gone there alone before, but because I was so, like, stuck in this dream version of myself, what would the dream version of me do? I did it, and I had the motivation and the, I don't know, confidence to go and do it, and I'm so glad I did. This can also be as simple as trying out a new hobby. Have you wanted to go to Pilates for ages, but your friends keep cancelling, or, you know, it's quite far away? Do it, book it, jump on the train, go alone. You might meet one of your future best friends there, or you might learn that you love Pilates and you want to become a Pilates instructor. Learning new things can be anything. You can learn new things about yourself. Is there a particular religion that you really want to learn about? Is there a particular new style that you really want to engage with? It can literally be as simple as going and trying out a new restaurant by yourself. Like, when I tell you, ladies, 2025 is the year where we become the dream versions of ourselves. We don't need to be afraid to go on solo dates. We don't need friends or boyfriends or family that are letting us down, so we're not going. We're going to go. We're going to go and do it by ourselves, because the world is literally your oyster, and there is so much to take out of this world of ours. Like, drain it whilst you can. Go to that coffee shop, do your work there, try a new hobby, go to the event by yourself, start a new gym. You might meet your future man there. Like, you just never know if you don't try. And step 5 has been so, so important to me this year, because, like I said, I genuinely don't think I would have been able to achieve all the things I did if I didn't have the confidence to try new things and do things that really felt out of my comfort zone, that now I feel so comfortable doing. I will happily, you know, go to another influencer event by myself. And it is so, so important to challenge yourself. Just building on that kind of learning new things, challenge yourself. You do not learn things without challenging yourself. It's okay to fail. Like, honestly, it is so okay to fail. Do you want to start on a new business venture? Have you got a little bit of money behind you and you want to start, you know, a clothing brand? Try it. What have you got to lose? Like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least you've learned something from it. Like, do you really want to go traveling? Is there a place you really want to go? Go. Like, literally, what are you waiting for? Life begins now. Life begins now, and 2025 is going to be our year. And that is everything from my 5 steps of becoming your dream version of yourself for 2025. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope you guys got some knowledge and inspiration and motivation from it. I just really wanted to share with you guys kind of how I achieved the things I did this year, because I am really, really proud of myself, and I want you guys to use what I've used, and hopefully it will help you as well. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.